Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. Having done some math, Georg produces a 12-ton wall that is worth 120,000 gold if it were already in coin form. Now, the process...
so I don't know if there were a lot of leaps of logic there that they missed while we were not actually taking a break. We were just geeking out and looking up densities of iron and shit.
Yeah, so that's a lot of metal.
It's a lot of metal.
It's 120,000 gold worth.
And
if you can convert it easily without any waste and without any cost. The cost of producing it changing it to iron will be an incredible one, and will require a lot of money up front. So it'll take you a lot of wealth before you can make wealth.
I think I could construct a kiln for a couple thousand gold. I mean, I think I'll do it. I think I'll take Jebib and my unseen servant and maybe a couple of skeletal gnolls out into the soggy hills and build my soul forge.
Well,
so that's the plans that I'm hatching. Today one wall of iron. Tomorrow, the realm, the world, the universe, the dimension.
All right. So why don't we just skip on to the next day? Oh,
that's all I do that day is I summon a wall of iron.
No, that was the beginning of the day then?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I did first thing in the morning, but I don't think I have any specific
All right, so you do
plans.
this first thing. Hold on. So you create this wall of iron in the morning, and then, the guards that are standing around go, "What the shit?"
It was super subtle. It wasn't like a...
It's a wall of iron that you just made. Like, someone's gonna notice it very quickly. A metallic wall springing up?
I mean, it's in... we don't have a map of the keep, but my understanding is against where is the forge in the... I mean, we do have that 3D rendering.
Yeah, where's the 3D rendering?
Do we not have that on?
I don't have a still image of it. There's only the 3D file, as far as I know.
Okay, well, can you slap it on a Roll20 sheet?
I don't have it. I don't have it. The Cuddly Panda Dude has it. For those of you that are wondering, the Cuddly Panda Dude has been running an early morning stream doing 3D design for things. He designed Song Keep, and now he's working on some Age of Strife stuff. That is Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to noon, I think. Anyway,
whatever. You can if you want to make that a big thing.
I think the guards spot
the Sure.
Yeah, that shit's not going to stay hidden for too long. And you notice them coming over and starting to knock on it. Is it? No, what the hell is this stuff? Looks kind of like some sort of weird metal. I don't know.
It's iron. Pure iron. I'm probably in the forge next door. This is like the guards poking around?
Yeah. They give you a skeptical look and go back to inspecting it and knocking on it like, oh, he's just pulling a fast one on us. It's not pure iron. It's got to be this other thing.
Okay, I guess I don't. I mean, if they're probably, I think we don't. I envisioned the forge and this is there was a pit out back that I'm building in a unpermitted, I don't know, structural. I'm building, building a shed out back
right
in the former unicorn pit, and now when the first wall has been conjured.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the forge is still
and I think I'm busy in my lab, and they're doing inspecting it. I guess, yeah. I assume you're going to make me talk to Lord Song, aren't you?
Yeah, someone's going to tell him that all of a sudden this weird wall appeared. It'll take an hour or so before he learns of this activity.
Okay.
But eventually he learns of it and comes a knocking on your door, except he doesn't knock, he's bearing song.
So you're saying the problem is that there's no stills. Did you find?
Correct.
So I'm putting a Reddit link in Twitch chat for those watching. But it is an animation overhand. So I don't know which one of those buildings is the forge. God, it's hard to look at when it's spinning. Is there a way to? How does make it stop?
You need something like. Take a look at the controls. Right-click, show controls. So the forge would be the one, when you're looking square at it, it would be the one on the left?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's two. I mean,
the smaller of the two on the left.
Okay. All right. And then so sort of like tucked between that and the wall, there was a unicorn pit. I think like basically right next to the... It's like...
hold on though, but this is the unfinished version. And I do think he's changed the placement of buildings, so it's hard to say. But one way or the other, someone's going to notice this eventually.
Okay, sure. So they're out behind the forge, taking a look at this wall, and they go tell Lord Song on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm overdue for a check-in. I did just, I do need to report all the business with the buildings. Not the buildings, with the villages.
So he comes, walking in through the open door of the forge.
Okay.
Drums his finger on something nearby. Says, Georg.
I stand up, bow respectfully, but not out. Yeah. And my lord. Construct
has been brought to my attention. And while I like to leave you to your own affairs,
I go to look at it with him if that's worth. I think we start. Yeah, I gesture and he continues talking as we walk around the corner.
Mm-hmm. This is. He gives it a bit of a knock. Is it what you claim it to be?
It is iron. The purest iron in the universe, I would suspect.
Pure iron.
Yes. And to your next question, it is permanent. Unless another meddlesome wizard were to attempt to dispel my construct. This is good.
Is it workable? It's quite thick and large.
I'll figure a way.
Iron wall in and of itself is not entirely useless.
No.
But if it could be broken down, forged into weapons, that would be far more useful.
You will be the best armed barony in the kingdom. The best armed, and in time, perhaps the best armed kingdom in the.
How did you create such a thing?
It is an evocation. So the iron that makes up this wall was called into existence by my powers, my grip on the arcane. Where the iron came from, well, it didn't. I just made it.
Sprung into existence?
Isn't it marvelous? I think I'm doing circles around the wall, admiring my handiwork.
How long did it take you to create one of these things? Has this been your project for the last few months?
Oh, I've been dreaming of this for quite some time. but I reckon I can. I can conjure about. I can conjure one of. Yeah, I can produce one of these per day, with extreme effort, of course.
Per day.
The forging will be the troublesome problem, but
you're saying we could replace these palisade walls with iron ones?
In time, as I said, this takes enormous concentration, an enormous amount of magical energy.
Yes, but one per day. In a year, you could create a much larger wall around the keep. Yes?
While conceptually possible, I would, as your court wizard, I would advise you to fill the keep that we have before expanding. But in time, before the next siege, I'm sure these walls will be iron.
He pats you on the shoulder. Good work. Keep it up. And heads out.
I shouldn't have said one per day, but whatever.
Haynes comes over now and puts his weight into it, tries to push the wall over. Well, shit! Thing's hella tough. You just make these things appear whenever you want, willy-nilly like?
Was he... Was he nearby for the conversation with? Okay,
no. He's making you repeat your.
As I was just explaining to Lord Song, he's conjuring such arrangements of the universe. It requires an enormous amount of magical energy. No, you do not just snap your fingers and. Okay,
isn't that how it works? You just snap and you wave your hands and you say some mumbo jumbo and boom. Big fat metal wall shows up.
No, you people don't realize how lucky you are to have me around.
Hey, you don't realize how lucky you are to have me around. I'm a good friend, and there's nothing more important than having a good friend around. Not even a hunk of metal like this.
You think something like this just?
Do you think something like this just comes along every day? Now let's be real, there, huh? This is a neat trick. When's it expire?
Never.
Huh. Well, it doesn't do much, does it? Just kind of sits there.
You're failing to you're failing to think imaginatively, Haynes. I'll step back and look at the wall. It can be whatever you want it to be. A sword, a wall, a tower, a coffin. I mean, what?
Well, that'll be fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go see what Cookie's up to. Got a bit of a lunch break. He rubs his hands together and disappears inside to the tower. The other soldiers kind of give you a wide berth for the rest of the day. But you hear them whispering about gold and silver and the riches that they'll buy when they get their share of the wall.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't manage that very well, but you know what? Song can... Oh, I was supposed to... Okay, I'll go chasing after Song sometime later that day and inform him of my visits to the villages.
Okay. You chat about it.
Everything was in order. I'm going to read enough town ledgers that I can probably summarize for him and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if we need to roleplay this, but goblins have been attacking. Sounds like less of an issue now. I told them to send word if it comes up again. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They could be doing more fucking and less dying, and don't know. I don't know whatever insights I gained from that. Tell him the one sheriff on this side was kind of a cowboy, but rest of them should step in line quite nicely. And yeah, East. All right, if we have this conversation in the war room, I will maybe even point out that I don't know. Are we, or is that? Or is this...
You can have that conversation wherever. He knows the villages that you've mentioned.
Yeah, I think. I would like. Well, I want to go look at the map and.
The greater map of the area.
Yeah, the greater map of the area. Looking to east. I don't know if he knows anything. If he or like if his like war room setup has any more updated information on Flat County. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's the one to the north. What do you want to know about Flat County?
Army movements since they've captured Anvil.
No, there's no real information on that.
We don't have that kind of intelligence.
No. So the information you have is that the army kind of took Anvil, and then all the knights took their respective soldiers back to their respective lands. That's the last bit of information you have. Flat County is pretty large, and Misty Rapids doesn't have a lot of communication with anything out there.
Okay. Well, if I can't gather anything more from whatever, I wonder if is his correspondence left around the war room, or does he keep that, or is he more private man than that?
He keeps his correspondence close by.
Okay. So it's not like going through the war room. I get up to date on the latest intel. It's just old maps and shit. Okay. But anyways, so so I'll in some way voice my concerns of the defensibility of the eastern edge of the county, but not that is his concern at the time. But our villages will be the first to burn if there is war.
Okay.
And I think I will also. So this is like later in the day. I'll tell him that my first priority with the iron should be getting it melted down and forgeable. I would think. And it will take some time and some labor to set up a forge that can handle pieces of iron this size, blah, blah, blah. Manage expectations.
He nods, understanding that this sort of thing takes time, and not having expected this to begin with is not really too disappointed that it'll take you a while to make it happen.
All right. And I might even be able to get some labor out of this in the forge. So do I build a temporary forge in Misty Rapids or go right to my secret hell forge in the Soggy Hills?
You don't have a secret hell. Oh, you mean building one?
Yeah, and we're gonna have a troll cage with an endless supply of trolls.
You sick bastard.
And whiskey rivers and a forge that I can conjure iron into.
You know, the Misclicks encountered a troll last week, or earlier this week, and once they realized it regenerated, the first thing that they said is, so you're saying if I trapped one, I could have endless troll by killing it over and over again? The first thing they said, you players, all you players are twisted.
It's a pretty natural line of reasoning if you think about it.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, man.
Yes. Can you slice them in two and make two trolls like a starfish?
No. The larger part always regenerates.
Okay. So I'll have to breed them. This is going to get ugly. We'll breeze over these details of the campaign, I think. Soul forged iron coins. I like where this is going. Weird. How long is a forge going to take to build? Is it better to modify the existing forge in Misty Rapids to handle these sheets, or should I build a custom?
You will need a custom kiln and forge.
And it wouldn't be necessary. I mean, the transportation costs might be a pain in the ass. If I'm gonna, because I don't think I want to do this in the Tether Wilds. That sounds like a fire waiting to happen. Or would it be fine? Could I build my prototype forge out back?
You would need a lot of space. You would be taking up a lot of the free space in the keep if you tried to build your forge on the keep grounds. It's not that big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again. I should or shouldn't be able to, or should fit one, couldn't fit
It would be very awkward to fit inside the keep grounds.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm going to go searching for a suitable site then.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what. No, where? I don't know. I think I just go out for a ride.
Where do you go riding?
I follow my. I don't know. I'm gonna
follow your heart.
I'm gonna follow my soul or what's left of it for inspiration. I mean, I'm looking for a secluded spot. I'm trying to build a hell forge, Neil. I don't know if this would be the site of the tower. But I need a place to mint the iron coins that will. Gosh, I don't know how Georg is handling this internally because he's a smart man. He can see the logical consequence. I mean, he can't see. I feel like he's probably going through whatever world-class economists go through pretty much every day when they're wrong about how the world works. I mean, I'm sure sometimes they're right. There are plenty of useful models and brilliant ideas have come, but a lot of what I mean.
Where does your heart take you, Georg? Where does it draw you?
I probably wind up riding east towards the Dissect.
Towards the buried
Dissect
temple?
lands. Yeah, towards the buried temple. Why not?
Sure.
That would have been a good spot to conjure the first wall too. I had if I should just thought it out for a few more hours. No one had to know.
So you head out riding across the open plains. Takes some time. Eventually you come across the abandoned temple. I think you kind of just naturally wander there. It's like the only thing out here that you're familiar with. And so eventually you find yourself on your horse approaching the abandoned underground temple. The old sign in front of it, well, not old, but newer sign in front of it is toppled over. Definitely falling apart now. There had been at one point the remains of tents. Those have all blown away in the winds. A few of the tables that the people had used for food are still standing. But there's not much going on around here.
Okay. I'll step off my horse and head into the underground portion of the temple.
Okay. Find yourself inside. It's lost temple. Not so much lost anymore.
Yes. Are there any signs of travel, of use? Or is the floor just covered with dust?
There are recent signs of passage. The bears that you killed down here are gone.
Yeah, they were. I've been here since the bears were taken care of.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's been, and this is the second time I've visited since the bears were dealt with. Is there any sign of traffic? I mean, I'm not a tracker, obviously, but.
No obvious signs of traffic, but it is a dirt path, It's all dirt up until you get inside the actual temple itself, and you don't notice any signs of passage along the dirt. When you get into the temple, there are definitely signs of passage, but it's hard to tell if any of it is any recent, This could be the stuff from a month ago, or something from a few weeks ago, or something from today, and you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But here you are.
Here I am.
Okay. What are you doing?
I step into the main chamber in the temple, if that wasn't already clear.
Malchus stands before you.
I assume this appears, at least without aid of true seeing or something, to me to be the same statue that was always here.
Mm-hmm.
Middle-aged, devilish man with his pointed beard and sly grin.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Is there a shape metal spell or something, or is chat just trying to inspire me to invent spells? I think it's better to do it the old-fashioned way. Melt it down. What are the back chambers like? What is the ceiling like of this? Is it like? I guess how many feet below ground are we?
You have a feeling that you're probably 20 feet below ground. You don't know for certain, but somewhere in that ballpark.
So that's diggable. What's the ceiling of the temple made out of?
Stone.
It is stone. But that could be chiseled through. Is either of the side rooms large enough to like set up a kiln then, or are they small numbers? No. Okay. So it doesn't seem like it would make sense to modify this structure.
No, you also wouldn't have anywhere for the fumes of the forge to go.
I was thinking to dig a chimney through the 20 feet up to the surface, and then you set up the kiln in underground, basically.
It would be probably difficult to get air down here to fuel the fires. Maybe that tunnel would be enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, probably better off doing it above ground. Okay. I resurface, walking past the statue of Malchus one last time.
As you make your way out, you hear the grating of stone on stone.
From the door?
From behind you, from inside the temple.
I turn.
The statue of Malchus has turned its head and is looking at you now.
Well, shit. I stare back up at it. Is it continuing to move, or is it just like it moved while my back was turned?
It moved while your back was turned.
Does the amulet feel any different? Still staring at the amulet, I utter but a word to myself and dimension door back to the surface. I lean against the tree, getting my bearings.
Your dimension door spell fails.
What? DM hacks. GM hacks. Is the door still open?
Mm-hmm.
I've cast spells in here before, correct? It was wiped from my memory, but I
don't know. What spells have you cast in here?
No. It did my dimension door get wiped from my memory just now?
Ooh, good question. No. No, you just find yourself not able to quite finish it.
Okay.
Like you go through the motions, you say the final syllable,
it's verbal,
and
it's just verbal only, yeah. So it's
right.
Yeah.
Well, you go through the words, you say the final syllable, and You're like a pleb.
Yeah. Mumbling the words of magic to myself, I walk back towards the door.
As you walk back to the door, you hear a voice echoing, 3 days. And a grating of stone on stone. And
That is the head turning.
you look back and it's turned back to its original position.
I wasn't. Well, I guess I was. I was backing towards the door. I think. I don't know how.
I heard walking.
Okay, that's fine. All right. I walk back up to the surface, pretty shaken. I cast a spell as soon as I'm out of the temple proper. I tried it. Yeah, I think I leave the room mumbling words of magic to myself until the dimension door kick works. Mm-hmm. If it does work.
Yeah. Poof. Fine. Done.
Yeah. So it seems like the temple was probably some kind of zone of like maybe it's always been you can't cast spells in the temple, or is this part of Malchus's threat? If that was indeed Malchus talking to me.
The mysteries, you will have to unravel them one by one.
I already know everything about this universe. Who do you think I am? All right. I spend a minute reeling, like leaning against the tree on the surface.
Okay.
I had a fight with wraiths in that temple. I cast spells in the temple before, correct?
That sounds right, doesn't it?
I unleashed barrages of magical energy.
You must have cast spells in that temple, you tell yourself.
All right. Do I see anywhere good nearby the surface to like set up a kiln? Like I don't know. I'd probably want like I don't know what a good site would be, but I'm a proficient engineer. I think I'll know it when I see it. Okay. Do I see it in the nearby region?
I'm not sure what a site for a good kiln would look like, but out here, I guess, would be as good as any other place.
Okay. So I think if there's like a ravine nearby where I can visualize setting up, it'd basically just be a massive 15-foot diameter smokestack, right? Like big enough to conjure a wall of iron in, and that you would melt it in. God, how... I might need magic to get this sucker up to...
Yeah. So you can keep riding around on your horse, and eventually you can come across... It might take you a few days. You might want to consider spending a few days traveling the hills, traveling the Tether Wilds, looking for this spot.
I don't think I'll do that.
Yeah, I think when choosing the right spot for a forge, it should be carefully considered, and it should be a significant investment of time, not a casual... Well, this spot's as good as any. Let's plop it down.
Yeah. All right. So I think it'll take more time.
Yeah. All right. So where are you going? What are you doing? You and your mysterious magical horse. Steed, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm debating whether to go to Misty Rapids. I still got daylight left, but I'm not sure what else I want to do. I think I'll spend that day sort of riding around the Tether Wilds, unsuccessfully looking for a site for this forge. And I guess we'll skip to the next day where I will change some spells around.
Okay. Next day, you're back in Misty Rapids.
I think to no avail, I unleash a burning hands on the iron wall.
Yep, it warms it very mildly. Probably not even noticeably.
Yep. Okay. Grab and feather. Okay, swapping out an ESP for locate object. Shatter. Can I shatter? No, shatter doesn't work on metal, does it?
I think so.
I do. I should recast. Oh, I had Stone Skin memorized, so at some point, so at the end of that day, I can recast Stone Skin.
Ooh, were you out of stone skin charges?
No, do I have to? I'll get myself. I have 2 left, so I'll get rid of those and cast a new one. Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Can I do I'm gonna do an astrology check that night to figure out what's happening in 2 days. We'll figure out, I guess, where my life is going in the next 30. But I assume if Malchus is ending the world in 3 days, D4 plus 4, I think.
Yeah.
7. Better than
Nice.
5.
It's not a natural 1.
And
Break that streak.
okay. I'm pretty worried about this whole Malchus thing, but not really sure how to act upon it. Well, got some ideas, I guess, but so that night, can I do an astrology readout?
Yes, you can. What would you like to astrologize?
As written, you just pick a person, right? So
yes.
I pick myself, and I assume I know my birthday, though I am ageless and have known many names and many times.
Mm-hmm.
I presumably know my own birth date, right?
Correct.
Or is that a paradox?
I think you know your own birthday. I also don't think you're ageless.
That's your word against mine, and I don't know which one of us. Only one of us is a dimensionalist here.
Right.
So my astrology is 18. I think it might be 19 with the amulet. But either way, I nail it out of the park. So you'll.
All right, let's get this shit underway. What are you astrologizing? All right.
Am I going to?
Insight into the future is limited to the next 30 days, and his knowledge is vague at best. Successful proficiency check is made. The astrologer can foresee some general event. A great battle, a lost friend, a new friendship. Yada yada. The prediction does not guarantee the result, it only indicates a potential result. You foresee the death of a friend.
I have friends.
Death of a friend.
You already killed all my friends.
Yeah, maybe that means you'll also make a friend.
And lose them?
Just like that.
Okay. Is Jebib around? He's around the keep, right? He's at.
Friendly old Jebub. He's around the keep somewhere.
Oh no! Oh, not Jebib.
Don't you have him digging holes or something?
He's been. I mean, he stopped. He would have stopped when I was out of town, right?
Yeah, I guess you can find Jebub or have him brought to you.
I don't need him brought to me, but he was there earlier in the day. Right?
Yeah. I
paid him for the year, so he shouldn't be.
He probably
elsewhere.
hangs around the keep all day waiting for you to give him orders, and when you're not around, he just heads
He's
back
the
home.
laziest of all. He's the laziest servant on staff, I think.
He just shows up each day. And it work for me to do, mister.
And
you know,
he
all right,
digging.
I'm home. Call me if you need me.
Oh, that's right, because he lives in town.
Yeah, so he just heads into town if you don't need him. but comes to the temple or the keep every day looking for work.
Does he really, or do I need to fetch him in his?
No,
his
he
house?
comes by every day. Yeah, at the beginning of the day.
And does he get let in the gate?
Yeah,
And just loiters around the forge.
yeah.
Has he built anything yet?
No, you haven't told him to build anything.
Useless apprentice.
Completely useless.
All right. Okay. So I guess we'll skip to the next day, unless anything happens that evening.
Yeah. What did you do
I
that
think.
day?
Oh, I think I do want to cover up the.
Wait, you didn't do anything that day. You cast a burning hands and that was it.
I went for a ride to the Temple of Malchus and had.
Oh, that was all the same day as the wall
told.
summoning. Okay.
Yes, and was told that the world was ending in 3 days.
All right. Cool. So next day.
That's rather ominous. I don't. Oh man.
I mean, he didn't say it was ending in 3 days. He just said 3 days. Clear about that.
Oh, I know. Okay. So the next morning, I do have more spells that I want to. Okay, we're gonna get rid of Stinking Cloud, Past Life, or not Past Life, Conceal Alignment. So I can do 2 Conceal Alignments on the next day. One on myself, one on the Amulet. Amulet I will actually remove. It's not 1 day. Chat, time, slow down time. You're cheating. There's 2 days left or something. 2 days left, right? 2 days left. This is the next day, next morning. I put the amulet in a deep pocket.
Okay.
After I've concealed it and set up my deep pockets, and I conceal my own alignment, and then I will ride my phantom steed.
Can you do? That's going to burn 1 slot, right?
Yes, 1 slot. 1 slot of conceal alignment, and the other 2 spells I can do in my first hour of the day during my prep.
Right.
So, and then I will visit the main temple in town.
All right. You come to the main temple in town. Mother Emma is there. She's with her people. She is out front, currently calling people, giving just preaching a sermon to those that are nearby.
I leave the phantom steed at the bottom of the temple and hike up the steps. Is the clock still visible and dripping away?
Yes, I think it's still being installed.
No, we installed it last time, and then I taught one of the acolytes how to refill the water so that it runs.
Then it is going perfectly.
Yeah. I think it's like a big 5-foot-ish diameter wooden, probably painted so that it's visible, like a clock face that slowly circles over the course as water is emptied from top of the tower, or top of the contraption to the bottom every day.
Cool.
I approached the temple, and you said there was a sermon going on?
Yes, Mother Emma is talking about how it is the fate of the people to work the land, it is the fate of the nobles to rule the land. One cannot exist without the other, and while you may think your lot in life is miserable, you do not know how heavy the crown weighs upon the head. You do not have to fear assassination, you do not have to fear murder, you do not have to take care of 1,000 people, you do not have to worry about anything other than tilling the farms, tilling the fields, and seeing to your children. You live a surprisingly carefree life, and it is our lot in life to do it.
That's a little morbid for a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Or not, I don't know, morbid, fatalistic.
Well, she is a cleric.
Philosophy. Yeah.
And she is the high cleric in town.
Does she have a bigger congregation now?
Considering that there are no other clerics, people have been coming over here. It's been dark times. People need to be reminded of their fate, and I think they...
Do I draw any attention in the back of the sermon, or am I...
No, everyone's eyes are focused ahead. No one's even looking back.
Is this in front of the temple, inside of the temple?
This is outside of the temple on the steps.
On the steps beneath the clock.
Yeah.
Mother Time tells us how it is. Okay, I wait out the sermon and then try and catch a private word with her.
Okay. It takes a little while, but eventually the people disperse, and you find yourself standing next to her. She looks up at you from her short spot down below, and says, "I see something different about you today. Have you changed your hair, Carl?"
I don't think. I don't.
When was the last time you shaved? Your beard is growing quite scruffy.
I guess I've been traveling for a few days. I enjoyed your sermon.
How do you feel about our fate in life?
Truth be told, though I enjoyed your sermon, I don't think I found it as comforting as most of the audience did. I think I found myself rather the foil of your parable.
You look closely enough, there are no foils. It applies to us all equally. And your lot in life, my dear Carl, seems to be changing. Tell me, what brought you to our lands so... I must have said so long ago. I guess to me it does seem like a long time ago. Time goes quickly for me. Or slowly for me. Very slowly.
Why? Or not at all. For you at least.
But tell me, why did you come here?
Why? My favorite question. Why do any of us do anything? Humans are fickle and twisting animals, writhing across the land willy-nilly. At least that's been my experience. I think I look wistfully off into the north, look down the hills, across the river into the hills. A bit at a loss for how to put to words. This is a philosophical 16-year-old girl, Neil.
Well,
and
she is
the high priestess of time, or Tempos, fate, right?
The high cleric of fate.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why she was brought so young to join the order.
Mm-hmm. Truth be told, I don't know why I came here to Misty Rapids. It was never really a destination, but your Baron is an ambitious man, and, well, power creates vacuums. It does not fill them.
And you were
Perhaps
sucked across the oceans to us then? Called by a void you did not understand?
Perhaps it is time that I be moving on. I've sort of looked at this questioningly. What do you think? What do you see in my fate? Has my time here come to a close? What's that?
Turmoil. Chaos. Confusion.
What do you know of these things? child of the light.
Not enough. But I see as the county changes, you always seem to be involved.
You said it yourself. I've been here but 6 months.
A tumultuous 6 months.
Have they really? You are but young, but in the
Templos has
history.
appointed me to this position for a reason. He has brought me here to help guide the people through the hard times to come. And I think you have been brought here to create the hard times to come. My dear Georg, I think you and I are two sides of the same coin.
I'm glad you see it my way.
She smiles at you. That kind of friendly, almost, non-magical, all the power structures aside, just, one 16-year-old to one 17-year-old sort of like, yeah, or smile. And then a priest comes over, taps her on the shoulder, whispers something into her ear, and he gives you a wave and says, I must be going. There are many things to attend.
See you around, Mother. And,
Goodbye. All right. And why don't we take
down
our...
the hill, to my horse. And yeah, sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Why don't we take our break right here, and we'll see you guys on the other side of our break for our fourth part of Dicing with Death today on episode 99.9, because he's level 9. Bye-bye.